Hello everybody, I'm Nire. Welcome to my channel, and I'm so excited for today's video because this is actually a collab with one of my bookish friends, Rachel from Rachel's Novel Adventure. I will have all of her social media in the description down below, so make sure to go check out her channel, go subscribe, like her videos, comment on them, and just give her all the love because she definitely deserves it. And so what we decided to do for this collab is that we were going to pick each other's TBR for a video, but specifically, we were going to pick books from our books that we want to read in 2026 list. Now, during Bookmas, I made a video talking about the 12 books that I wanted to read in 2026, and she used that video to pick 2 books for me to read, and she sent over a list for me, and I looked through it, and I picked 2 books for her that she's going to read in her video. So if you want to see what books I picked for her and also what rating she gave them, go watch her video. Again, it will be in the description down below. But like I said, she had the task to choose 2 books for me to read in today's video. She actually sent me a little video telling me the 2 books that I had to read. So I'm gonna play that video for you guys right now so you can see the books that she chose and why.
Hi Nita, I'm so excited to be doing this with you. This is so much fun. I watched your video of the 12 books that you want to read in 2026 and I narrowed it down to 5. They are The Will of the Many by James Islington, Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune, and Redrising by Pierce Brown. So immediately I know that I want you to read In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune because I know how much you love him. I haven't heard many people talk about it, and I personally want to hear your opinion since we have so many books in common that if you love it, I feel like I will also love it. For the second book though, I'm torn because I really think that you would love Catabasis, especially because you love R.F. Kuang, but I do feel like because you love her so much, you're definitely going to get to that book in 2026 without any problems. So I kind of want to give you something that's a little bit more challenging or you might be hesitant to pick up in 2026. So I am leaning towards The Will of the Many and Redrising. My gut is saying Redrising. I don't see a lot of sci-fi on your channel, and so I hope that you love this book. I love Redrising, so I'm very excited for you to read In the Lives of Puppets and Redrising.
All right, so as you saw, the first book that she chose was Redrising by Pierce Brown. I had a little feeling that she was going to pick this book. I know that she read it recently and she really enjoyed it, so I had a feeling that she was going to pick this one. I'm actually really glad that she did because I'm really excited to read this book, but I just don't know when I would have gotten to it. Like she said in her video, I don't really tend to read a lot of sci-fi, so I am not sure when I was going to be in the mood for it or when I was going to pick it up. So I'm so glad that she's going to make me read it so early in the year. And then for the second book that she actually picked, I was actually a little bit shocked by it because I was not expecting her to choose this book. But hey, I am not complaining whatsoever. As you know, I absolutely love T.J. Klune's books. I love his writing and I've been wanting to read another book by him, so this is actually perfect. So Rachel, thank you so much for picking these 2 books because I think I'm gonna really enjoy them both. At least I'm really hoping that I will. So I'm gonna stop talking now and actually start reading because I just need to find out what I think about these 2 books. All right, so I literally just read the prologue, but I just needed to talk to you about it. I am literally just starting the first part of this book. I'm in page 2, like I'm about to start page 2, but I needed to talk to you about that prologue. That was a very strong beginning, so I am already very intrigued in this book. I'm already kind of starting to notice why this book is so popular. All right, I just needed to tell you that, so let's continue reading. All right, so I just reached page 71, chapter 10 of Redrising, so I have a little bit of an update for you. I still haven't gotten too far into the book. Everything that has happened so far, we already knew that was going to happen from the synopsis. However, I am really enjoying my time reading it, and I am so intrigued in this book so far. I'm actually just realizing that I never told you what this book was about. So basically, this is a sci-fi book about a society that divides its social statuses by color. So, you know, the top of the top people, you know, the most wealthy, the more privileged people are the gold, and the people at the bottom of society are the reds, and they are currently the people who are inhabiting Mars, and they believe that they're working on making Mars habitable for future generations because Earth has become uninhabitable. They're literally working their lives off for this mission, thinking that they're sacrificing their lives for the greater good. But one day our main character finds out that actually people have been living on Mars, on the surface of Mars for years, so they have been lied to. And so far I am again very intrigued in it, but like nothing has happened that we didn't get from the synopsis, so I haven't been shocked by anything. There haven't been any reveals that, you know, I haven't seen coming, but I am very intrigued in it. I am really excited to continue with this book. I have a feeling that, you know, as the story develops, it will get like more and more like devastating. Like some pretty intense stuff did happen at the beginning of this book, so I'm just guessing that, you know, as the story develops and as we get more information and as our main character starts to, you know, realize what is going on, you know, more crazy things are gonna happen, I'm pretty sure. However, it is kind of giving me like Hunger Games vibes for some reason. The plot of this book is not like it's not similar to the Hunger Games, or at least like not completely similar to the Hunger Games, so I don't know why it's giving me that vibe. I don't know if it's because I recently finished reading the Hunger Games trilogy, but it's kind of giving me the same vibes, but in space. I think that because, you know, it is like a rebellion of people in this like dystopian world, maybe that is why it's kind of reminding me of that series. But I don't know, I'm not complaining. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have to tell you about it so far. I'm gonna read a little bit more, so I'll update you whenever I have something else to talk to you about. All right, hello. It's been quite a few days since I last updated you on Redrising, because as you can probably tell by my voice, I have been sick for, I want to say 6 days now. I have not been able to read pretty much anything, and so I am now getting to the last few pages of Redrising, so I want to tell you a little bit of an update, and then I'm going to read the last pages here with you guys so we can finish the book together. So regarding to how I'm feeling about Redrising, I am not loving it, which sucks. I did expect to really enjoy this book. The first few hundred pages of this book I really enjoyed and I thought were really promising. However, the beginning of this book is basically what you see in the synopsis, so there's nothing too shocking or anything you're not expecting, but it is still pretty interesting because it does have a pretty interesting plot. However, I have found that I don't really like the main character that much. I just haven't connected with him at all. I also don't really love the writing. I haven't been able to connect to the story or the characters. Like I said, I feel because of the writing, it is very like impersonal in my opinion. Even though it's like in first person, I just have not been able to connect with it or the characters. Like I said, I've also found the story a little bit repetitive and therefore a tiny little bit boring for me. After the 100 pages and after we get into like the actual development of the story, there is something that is happening throughout the book and it's just like the same thing over and over. So we'll see how it ends and what I think about the ending. I've heard that the series gets better and better, and I know that it has such a great fan base. Like I might be the problem, it just might be that it's just not for me. We'll see what I think about the ending. I'm gonna read the last, I want to say 40 pages, and I'll update you when I'm done with the book. All right, so I just finished Redrising and I feel the same way. I again didn't really connect with the story or the characters, so I really didn't love it. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Rachel, but I'm gonna have to give this book a 2-star. I don't really think the book is bad though. I can see why people do enjoy this, and it was just not for me. So I didn't enjoy it, but if you are curious about it and it's been on your TBR and it's something that you want to read, I would recommend you pick it up and see what you think about it. So this is actually the first read of 2026, and unfortunately, it is a 2-star. But you know, we can only go up from here. However, I am really hopeful for this next book. So as you saw, that book is In the Life of Puppets by TJ Klune. I am really hopeful that I'm really gonna enjoy that book because I have liked every single book that I've read by TJ Klune. So we will see. I'm not gonna start it right away, so I think I'm gonna either start it later tonight or tomorrow, but I'll make sure to update you whenever I have something to talk to you about, because again, I have really high hopes that I'm really gonna enjoy this one. So I'll let you know when I start reading. Hello everybody, good morning. It is the next day. Last night I did start In the Life of Puppets by TJ Klune. I am currently in page 66, chapter 5, so I was able to get through a little bit of this book. I am still fighting my cold, so I am still, you know, sounding a little bit different, so please bear with me. I just want to sit down today and read. That is pretty much all that I want to do today. So far I am enjoying it, but like nothing really has happened, because actually no, something did happen in the book, but it was just like the beginning of something happening. It's just like the the beginning parts of the plot, so nothing substantial has happened yet. So this book is basically about a family. They're a family of mostly robots. There are 3 robots and then 1 human, our main character Victor, and they live in like a secluded area in the forest. I don't know if humanity and society as we know it is no longer a thing, or if we're living in a dystopian future. I'm still not 100% sure because they still haven't shown us that, but they live in, like I said, they live in this forest. But one day our main character Victor, he finds another robot who looks very like human. He's like a humanoid, I think it's what you call it, and he brings it back to their house and tries to fix him up. And when he does come about, he alerts other robots of his location, and so he gives away the location of the family, and so they are in danger and they need to figure out what to do. So far I am at the place where Victor found the humanoid and he took him to his house, but he still hasn't been powered on, so there still hasn't been any conflict. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm liking the characters, I'm liking the whole family dynamic. It is a found family for sure because 3 of them are robots and then 1 of them is a human. I'm really enjoying the found family dynamic that they have going on, which definitely did not surprise me because we all know how I feel about found family. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it so far. We still have quite a bit to go into this book. I am really just planning on sitting down all day and reading because I have just not been able to read much because I've been sick. So I'm gonna do just that, and I will update you whenever I have something else to talk to you about. Hello everyone, it is the next day. I have an update for you. I am currently 328 pages into In the Life of Puppets by TJ Klune, so I thought I'd give you a little update. I have about 100 pages left until I finish this book, maybe even less than that, so I am almost done with it, and I just wanted to let you know how I'm feeling about it. But before we do that, let's take a second for my new bookish mug. Isn't this so cute? I am in love with this. I saw it at the store and I knew I needed to take it home, so I am using it for the first time right now, and I'm probably going to use it all the time, so you're probably going to see it a lot more in my videos. But I'm currently drinking tea because, as you might hear in my voice, I'm still sick. I'm still a little bit sick. Don't worry, I do feel a lot better today, but I still have, a little bit of a stuffy nose, a little cough, so I definitely needed a little cup of tea. But I'm gonna actually put this down so I can give you the update because it is actually a little heavy. Let me go put it down and we'll talk about the book. So like I said, I'm almost done with In the Life of Puppets, and I'm so glad to say that I'm really enjoying it. I'm, of course, absolutely loving the found family aspect. I love the characters. I feel like that is something that definitely shines through in all of TJ Klune's books, is his characters, even more so than the plot. But I really do think that the characters are what make his books special, or at least for me. And I really am enjoying the characters that we're seeing here in this book. I like their different personalities and how they, interact with each other, and I just am having such a great time with them. Rambo, I think his name is, the little Roomba, does remind me a little bit of a character from The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I'm not hating because I do like that other character, but I would have loved to see some different types of characters in this book, but I'm still having a great time with it. So at the point that I am in the book, our characters are in the middle of a big journey because a big conflict happened at the beginning of the book, and so they had to embark on this big journey. I'm currently sitting between 3 and 4 stars for this one right now, so I think that the ending is definitely gonna solidify my rating for me. But I'm so glad that Rachel made me read this book because it is just a perfect book for me right now. I just needed a cozy, found family book that just filled my heart with love and joy. So thank you, Rachel, for picking this book because I definitely needed this right now. I'm planning on sitting down and just reading until I'm done with the book, so I think that's what I'm gonna do now, and I'll let you know my final thoughts when I am done with the book. All right, so I just finished In the Life of Puppets, and I think that I decided that my final rating is going to be a 3-star. I really did think that I was going to give this book either a 4 or 5-star given my history with TJ Klune. However, this book just did not make me feel the same way that I felt with his other books. I just didn't feel emotionally attached to the characters or the story. So even though, there were some sad moments that, made me sad, and there were some, cuter moments, it didn't impact me as much, and I wasn't like super invested in what happened to the characters because I wasn't super emotionally attached to them. So as I said, I'm gonna give it a 3-star, but I'm very glad that I read this. It's been on my TBR for a little bit now, and also it is another book that I read for my 12 in 2026, so at least we're making progress in that sense. However, I would still recommend this book because even though I didn't fully connect to it as much as I did the other books that I read by this author, I did really enjoy the story, and I also enjoyed the characters and their dynamic, and I think that I could see a lot of people really enjoying this story. I just think that it was very similar to other things that I've read by him, and it just didn't like impact me as much. Maybe if this is your first book that you've read by TJ Klune, then you might really enjoy this, but for me, I liked it, but it's not a story that is going to stay with me. It is not a book that I'm going to recommend over and over again, but it is one that I'm glad I read, and it was good. It was a good one. All right, so that is it for today's video, and that is it for the 2 books that Rachel picked for me. I am so happy that we got to do this. I thought that it was so fun having somebody else pick your TBR, and even though we didn't find a 5-star book, I still had fun, and I was able to read 2 books that I was very highly anticipating, so I'm very happy still. And again, remember, if you want to see what 2 books I picked for Rachel to read, go check out Rachel's video. I will have all of her details in the description down below, and go subscribe, go like her video, go give her all the love. I am very curious to see what she thought of the 2 books that I picked, so go ahead and check that out. Again, it will be in the description. And with that being said, we have come to the end of the video, so if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and also if you have not done so already, don't forget to subscribe. I try to upload bookish content at least once a week, so if that's something that interests you, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully by then I will be feeling so much better.